Hey Ratbags, it's Jay today, giving you a lowdown on what was said at the PAX panel where the grounded devs were taking questions and also going over certain things to do with the community. Now, they didn't reveal the release date for AXL just yet, which was a bit disappointing given Fall's only 3 weeks away now, and they've been hyping it up on socials a little bit, sharing clips. We obviously got more clips shown at Gamescom of the AXL boss fight. It did seem a bit disappointing that we didn't even see any new gameplay shown off, any clips or anything like that. What they have said is they're going to probably release that info when they do a PTB. They're introducing PTBs back to the game, and that will be on a casually grounded live stream with a special Q&A with the devs. And apologies for my camera being in the way. I had technical issues just before the stream and ended up recording my camera and not recording my voice. So, is there any point in watching the rest of this video? Yes, lots of info about Colossi, when you can expect to face off against a creature you can't kill. Also, the proper reveal of Mantis armor. I leaked this a little while ago. I kept it secret in the thumbnail. It's been confirmed it's coming with the autumn update now. A few more details on the brand new build mode. It's going to be having something called Build M. That's the new system for it. And maybe the biggest news, we are going to get a healing class eventually. But there's even more to discuss. Some news about infected creatures, new build pieces. Let's go. Just a little warning, I am going to go over some of the stuff we've actually confirmed. So there will be some spoilers at the end of the video, but I'm leaving it all to the end of the video. So we'll just cover the news now, and then you guys can decide to carry on watching to hear more confirmed from via the devs and the files we found.
Make sure the people that create those unique buildings, they do that without friction. So we know that more content is going to come later. Much more content is going to be available for builders. So we are just trying to make sure they can build without friction. Like, how can we simplify the way that they are going to find the blueprints? How can we give more information about the building blueprints that they have?
And that was pretty much the gist of the brand new Build M system. On the roadmap, it was just listed as basically grid system added, so this has given us a bit more details. You will have a better way to build if you're on keyboard and mouse especially. They will introduce older build parts from Grounded 1, already things like maybe quarter triangle floors, and they know a lot of things like railings for certain pieces, like rounded pieces, will probably make a comeback as well. They also spoke about how they're going to be adding maybe easier ways to choose the variants with this new build mode. So we'll have to wait and see. I was kind of imagining it might be like you see a grid on Grounded, but it's all relatively simple anyway, Grounded. I don't feel like you need that. Someone did also ask about why we've got uneven floors with pebblet foundations and stuff. And Dev said they know about that feedback, where they're going to maybe make it maybe smoother. Hopefully they actually take that on board. So the chat really was about feedback, community feedback, and what they do with it and how they implement it and stuff. And obviously some of the biggest one has been around having a support or healing focused archetype, and they confirmed that yeah, they are now going to add it. It's now in development, and that has been strictly down to people wanting it. Slight white lie there though. It seems like they've already had this in mind, or certainly it's an idea that they're playing around with, and yeah, I'm going to be showing what that is at the end of the video. PTBs are returning. Yes, you will be able to test out some of these features as well as any other new things that are added in these special editions of the game. On Xbox Insider Hub, which is an app you can find in Xbox Store on Windows 10 or 11 and the Xbox consoles, you should be able to access it. However, when you opt into this and you go ahead and download it, it's not a separate download. It will just basically go into your game, and then you can carry on your world. Your save should be good, but they were keen to point out if you back out of the PTB before the update goes live for everyone, you won't actually be able to do that. You won't be able to go back to your world. So be careful if you want to test any of this on Xbox. In the Xbox Insider Hub, you will not be able to back out of it if you go and load up that world. On PC, it's a bit different. I do believe you can access out of it, of course. They've got the Steam beta one. So this is good news. This means we'll get early looks. People can test things. It should mean that the game is not as buggy or problems or issues by the time it launches. And it means that I got more content to show you over a bigger period of time. And this is what they said. The release date for this would come during a Q&A session with the game director, Chris Parker, and producer Marcus Morgan, which I think ended up getting a little bit waylaid last time that they was meant to do one. So moving back onto that full update, yeah, there was no release date. Like, it honestly felt like we should have got one or some new gameplay. Instead, what we were told is what we already know. AXL Tarantula Boss is going to have new weapons and a full armor set. They are adding customizable graphic settings with this AXL full update. So hopefully alleviate, especially for PC users, basic performance issues. And the Mantis armor is coming as part of this full update. Now I have shown off this Mantis armor in another video, but again I'm going to leave it towards the end of this one to see some more screenshots and talk about it. Okay, moving on to the winter update. Again, we don't know when this is coming. Is it going to be before Christmas? Winter doesn't start until technically the 21st of December. Or is it more than likely going to be at some point January, February of 2026? We know there's a ladybug mount. They showed some concept art. I showed you guys a video of what maybe the saddle might look like. Although I've got another picture for you that no one else has seen. Big shout out to Jason and the Data Peep squad for this. But we'll get to that in a second. New creatures and variants, and they also confirmed that there seems to be a Colossi creature coming with the winter update. Now on the roadmap I thought it was just going to be in the summer or something, but no, it didn't actually list it. So we're getting a Colossi creature with the garden update. So someone asked the Q&A session whether or not the Colossi could be something or creature that we can't kill. Of course we've got 2 Colossi already, in Grounded 1 at least, the Crow and the Koi, and in Grounded 2 we've just got the Crow at the moment. So I don't think the Koi is going to be appearing again, since the garden update's all about that garden patch with all the pumpkins and everything else around it, as the devs revealed with their concept art. But it's really got me thinking, what kind of big creature could they add to a garden area? What kind of creatures roam around garden places or pumpkins? And yes, you guessed it, I think we may have found the answer at the end of the video. But for sure the Colossi are going to be unkillable creatures, so it may be something we just don't really interact with but get a resource like a crow. But yeah, like I said, I think I've got some ideas you'll see in a minute.
I'm a big fan of Colossi, so I'm personally pushing for those. So yeah, we have some stuff coming, and I think it's pretty soon, so yeah, voila.
Quite a revealing one. Someone asked, are we going to get any more infected style creatures? And the dev said yes, basically. Maybe not infected, but there will be more variants. Direct question was about infected, and the dev kind of, yeah, agreed.
So at this stage, we're still planning the future updates. So that's this type of suggestion that helps us shape like what's going to be there. But I think it's something that people love. And it just brings diversity to the playstyle and how people can just see the world and interact with the different creatures. So I'm sure something like that will come. I don't know when, but yeah, I think that should come eventually, right, Miles?
Oh yeah, that feels like it's always a fun wrinkle, taking familiar creatures and giving them a new attack or dynamic or something like that. So I think we think that's pretty core to Grounded's DNA. So.
And they briefly mentioned water buildings or water bases. Now, they didn't say underwater, which is what a lot of you guys want. I do think they just mean bringing back the floating bases, but I could be wrong. But that won't be happening until the pond update next year. So that's really the good stuff for news without too many more spoilers or anything. People were asking about lore to do with granola bars, why the kids hate it, and they said they're going to take a look at that, or you'll find out in the future. Some kid asked about having a jungle gym in the game, and they said that obviously he'd seen it maybe from the leaks videos, maybe mine, and that, yeah, maybe we're going to not see that for a while, but it is a playground, right? Like, it is listed on the map, there's going to be something like that there. So I think that's pretty much a given, but yeah, they didn't really answer it fully. So yeah, I'm a bit disappointed by the date. They've never said the date would be revealed at this showcase. They never said there would be any gameplay. But just from the social media posts they've been doing, I just thought we'd see it. Since we've got a reveal at Gamescom, why would you not follow it up with the release date or at least some footage? But I've got to remember these are also about Q&As with fans as well that line up and get a chance to talk to devs firsthand. So as always, thanks for watching. If you don't want to hear any more leaks or info about the stuff we've just spoken, but I'm going to dive deeper into it right now. So let's go. So first off, that healing glass. Well, it does look like devs have actually been working on it already. It does look like there is going to be a healing staff called, there's something in the files called the mending staff. And yep, you've guessed it, it heals your allies, so maybe also buggies too. Admittedly, you've got to use it as a charge attack. So yeah, maybe it was an idea to contemplate in, but now the community have said, yeah, we want a healer class. They're like, okay, let's properly do this. I think it suits the game, especially with co-op and stuff, or just being able to heal your buggies a little bit quicker and easier. So even if you play single player, it will still have its uses, hopefully. There's also some reference to something called the hyper beam, which may be another way that you'll be able to heal people. Okay, let's take a look at the Mantis armor again, and do go and check out the video where I revealed this, but obviously I whitened out the thumbnail not to spoil it. It does look great. It's obviously going to be made out of the Mantis parts, so hopefully you've been stocking up on them. It's got this real vibe that almost matches it with kind of like the Antlion armor set, but of course it is a Plague Doctor set. Obviously these guys went around in the plague wearing these masks to hopefully have them not contract the plague and treat dying people from it hundreds of years ago. There's been some criticism, it doesn't really look anything like the Mantis's face, and I kind of agree, but I still think it's really cool. And it does look like it's made out of black ant parts, but obviously it can't be, since we're not getting black ants for a while by looks of things. As said, I have done a bigger video on this, so you can take a look for sure. I'm pretty sure it was Rogue armor set that we'll be getting with this. Kind of weird, we do need some love for magic users and maybe archery, but I guess they might consider them like almost subclasses. I know they're part of the 4 main archetypes, but yeah, they're definitely weaker compared to Rogue and Fighter. But with this and the AXL armor, that's at least 2 new armor sets. That's pretty good. Oh, and maybe more excitingly, this set may have some protection. I think it has got gas guard on it. So it should be like the next level upgrade instead of using just the gas mask. Little mention of the Ladybug. This is what the actual saddle looks like at the moment. And you can see it's got this thing that I'm guessing is going to roll over grass or make it easier to pick up stuff, but it can only hold 6 planks, which is a lot less than obviously a Red Ant Soldier. Now we know we've got a turret on it, so this may have just been one of the early concepts and they decided they're not going to bother, or the turret is actually going to be something you can put on top. So basically another saddle that we can use. If you don't want to use it as a tank, you can still use it to go ahead and gather loads of resources, maybe even rocks. I could be wrong on that for sure. It may be a way to lay out roads, who knows. But that's what it reminds me of, like a lawnmower at the front there. Maybe it's a weapon. There are some references to some snakes in the game. You may have already seen from some TikTok leaks that came from my Discord because people just ripped them off. It doesn't mean they're coming, no. I've got to stress that. That's what no one else has said. It may be something they just decided to cancel. But could we have like a garden snake slithering around the actual pumpkins? I'm going to dive more into that as we get close to winter. But at the moment, it's just a couple lines of code and some really bad basic animations. It may be Saturday scrap. It may never come. But it could be one of the options for that winter update. What could we get from it if we can't kill it? I guess maybe harm it enough that it drops some scales. Maybe even some of its poison. I feel like we've already got so many venoms and stuff in the game. That'd probably be adding just a bit too much. Shout out to Rift Edge for these ones that he added to the Discord. So yeah, come and join Discord to see this and a lot more. You do need to be level 5, basically rank up by talking before you can see the channel that's got all of these pictures in. And when you see someone else showing these leaks, I promise you 99% of them will come from Discord with no credit and no explanation about stuff that may or may not come. So make sure you tell them they suck. And that's it, Ratbags. I'll be back with more news the minute we get it about a release date for the PTB for the full update and taking on AXL. And I'm predicting next Tuesday, by next Tuesday, we probably will get a release date for it. So until next time, Ratbags, laters.